All right, welcome to Empower Hour with me, JoAnne Schaub. And what this is for is to give us an opportunity to come together and take our collective energy, free ourselves from the things that we're holding on to, integrate what we want to integrate into our lives, and really feel more empowered after we leave here, our time together tonight. So, as the last call went, it's going to go very similar to this call. We're going to talk about the topic at hand, which is embodying the happiest version of yourself right now. So we're going to talk a bit about that, and then we're going to move on to an energy clearing, and we're also going to have an integrative meditation. So some things about happiness. Oftentimes we hear happiness is something that comes from within, right? That we have control of our own happiness. It's an internal job. And I do believe that happiness is an internal job, but it also is an external job too. There are factors in our external world that are going to affect our happiness. So I want you guys to think about this. What is it right now in your life that might be keeping you from being the happiest version of yourself? Maybe it is a conflict with someone that needs some resolution. Maybe it's work that is draining and needs boundaries around that. Maybe it is, some health issue that you're going through that needs to have some reframing and some more positive energy put into. So there are definitely things externally that are going to cause us to feel more or less happy, right? And then there are things within us, like our perspective, like I just shared, that is going to add to our happiness. So I want you to think about, in relation to those things maybe that are taking away from your happiness, think about how you could shift your perspective of that, or how you could shift the whole dynamic of that, right? So we don't always have complete influence and control over what we want to shift in our life, but we probably have more control and more power than we think we have. So, for example, in my life, I was thinking about this. What is keeping me from being the happiest version of myself? And I don't like to admit this, but one thing is anger. And I had this kidney issue earlier this month, and my functional medicine doctor was like, well, kidney is associated with fear, and I wasn't sure if it was my kidney or my liver. And she's like, well, if it's your liver, that has to do with anger. And so she was doing some manipulation on my body during our session. I'm sorry, prior to the manipulation, she asked me, what are you angry about? What are you scared about? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I really can't think of anything, right? And typically when we're like asked a question like that, we're like, I don't know. Like, I can't pinpoint it, right? But as she was doing some manipulation on my back, it hit me one thing that I'm really like enraged and angry about, and that is the toxicity in the world. Just like last night was Halloween, my kids are out having a good time in the neighborhood collecting garbage, literally garbage they're collecting. And I'm having, a lot of feelings about this because I don't want my kids to eat that kind of food that has, dyes and toxic um, chemicals in them. So I've been getting very angry lately. And I want to say one of the things that I noticed about this culture, and especially for women, and we have a male on, so a male might be able to speak to this as well. Um, Anger in this culture, we're not fostered to like express anger or release anger or even deal with it in a way that's healthy. And so I think for women in this culture, our anger isn't permitted to come out. We might be seen as a bitch, or we might be seen as unreasonable, or whatever, right? And so we put a cap on the anger that we feel because we haven't been allowed to express ourselves, or we felt like we weren't allowed to. So I think that one of the things that can get in the way of us feeling our most happiest version of ourselves is the anger that we might be unable to express, unable to like let go of. So I want you to think about, is there anything that you're holding on to energetically that you might be angry about? Is there anything that you might have fear around? Those are the things external that are keeping us from having the most happy version of ourselves. And they are external, but also our internal perception, the way that we perceive that. One of the quotes that I have written on my chalk wall is everything that happens is happening for me, not to me. So everything that's happening to me is for my growth, for me. It's for me to learn, to grow, to change, whatever it is. It's not against me. It's not happening because I'm a victim to it. So even shifting that perspective is a lot more empowering than, oh, poor me, all this is all happening to me, and this is just how my luck's going these days. Well, I don't want to go by luck. I want to feel empowered to show up in my life the way I want to show up. So, if you guys want to share anything right now that might be getting in the way of you being your happiest self, that's something that when we get to the energy clearing, we'll be able to bring up and address. If there's nothing coming up, that's okay because the energy clearing is going to actually show me what emotions us as a collective are holding on to that are keeping us from being our happiest version of ourselves. So, do you guys have anything to share?
I feel like I'm not the happiest because of me. I'm holding myself back.
Right.
I do something, I could have done it better. Um, I probably again a typical woman issue is, how are others perceiving me? Oh, I said so, oh God, that was so stupid to say. I shouldn't have said that. Well, now they're going to think this way of me. So I feel like I get in my own way.
Right. Absolutely. Like that critical mindset, that inner critic, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I've always been that way. Even if I got a 94 on a test, well, why didn't I get a 95? I shouldn't have got a 96. Like I even constant. It's like this constant, just self-criticism.
Hmm. And let me ask you this. Did you hear that as a child?
Um, I guess if I had to be honest, I don't think I heard much as a child.
Right.
I
Hmm.
don't remember, the praise, good job. I'm sure it was there. More of the negative sticks out in my mind.
Hmm.
Things that were said to me that obviously still stick with me, today. Um, but it was a very quiet household.
Hmm.
It was very, I guess, cold in a way.
Hmm.
So yeah, that very well could, play a part.
Well, our this is what happens when we are, when we're born into this body, right? We're not programmed with anything. We just come in, we're happy little babies, hopefully for the most part. And between 0 and age 7, everything that we are told as a child, everything we're told just kind of just gets accepted as truth. The frontal cortex isn't fully developed, I guess, is the reasoning behind this. So there's no discernment. So everything that we've been told from age 0 to 7, we just take it in as the truth. And then as we turn, 8, 9, our brain gets more developed. We do question things, but we're going to go with what's most familiar to us. So for the rest of our lives, until we're like actually conscious of our the way that we are, like our programs that are running, the habits that we have, right? Until we actually become aware of those, we're just running on autopilot.
Right.
You and I know how to drive really well because we practice that it became such a routine that now we don't even have to think about, you know, driving. We
Yeah.
just get in and we don't have to figure it out, right? So there's all these programs that are running within us that either support us or they don't support us. And it's just it's so freeing, I think, to know that this program can be released, it can be changed, we can be free of that. We don't have to run that perfectionism thought train. We don't have to run that self judgment, right? Because when we think other people are judging us, it's really our own judgment. Just like
Right.
right before before we got onto this recording, I said, oh, like I'm feeling fear because I have a friend on the call right now, and this friend hasn't seen me in this capacity before, and that makes me nervous. So it's just like, okay, whew, I just have to get over that and release that. No matter what, if I do some crazy shit, that
No.
this friend is all for it because because you're here, right?
Right.
So, but there's all kinds of judgments that we're running through our mind, our filters all the time. And so, freeing ourselves from that. And I believe that these energy clearings can free ourselves. There's many different modalities that can free ourselves of these patterns that we have. But noticing the pattern, like literally, just you sharing this whole like judging yourself and other people's perception, it just rings true for me too. It's like I'm stepping up. I feel like I'm stepping up in the way that I want to share myself. And so there's like this judging around it, like who does she think she is? And all these things
Mhm.
that I get to clear with you guys tonight because those are preventing me from being the happiest version of myself, being my fullest self.
Right.
So thank you for sharing that, Christine. Anything else, you guys? So we're talking about what's keeping us from being the happiest version of ourselves, some anger, some fears. Um, Anything you want to share? Anything more on that? And we're going to move on just to the next thing.
I have anger, but I feel like that's hereditary because so does my father. He's got a short fuse. Ask
Yeah.
Colin. Oh yeah, I got a very short fuse.
One thing here about anger, though, I think we need to express it, but if we hold on to it. So if you say you have that short fuse, it's like how do you express that? How does it come out? Is it coming out in a way that is hurtful to yourself
Right.
or to others? Or is it coming out like, wow, I just have to like express this, and then it's like, all right, guys, like no offense to anybody, but I just had to get that out?
Yeah. Well, I think like you said, it doesn't, no matter how we express it, it's as a woman, well, something's wrong. Oh, she's in a bad mood today. She's moody. She's just being, you know what I mean? There's always
Mm-hmm.
judgment for trying to, release anger or, even release a concern or a worry or, just something that's bothering you, like inside.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yep.
lot of times if, growing up, I would, say, to my parent, like, this is bothering me, that, oh, you're fine, don't worry about it. Oh, you're just being ridiculous, don't worry about it. So then that,
Right.
causes me to then bottle it up, push it down, push it down, push it down. Then the anger comes out.
Right, exactly. So your voice wasn't validated, which many children of our generation, our voices weren't validated. We weren't heard.
Yeah.
So that's something that we came into this time. We came to experience that. I love this empowering statement. It's just like if it happened in your life, you chose it on a soul level. Like there's been a lot of things that happened in my life that I didn't consciously choose. But what
Right.
if our soul chose it? What if we came here and as children we were not heard? And that's something that our soul needed to experience so that we can express ourselves now and then support our children in being
Hmm.
heard, right?
Yeah.
So I love that empowered look at that. Just like it didn't happen to create a victim, it happened to help me grow. It helped me to
Yes.
expand, which
Hmm.
oh, just gives me chills thinking about it. So one thing about happiness is we actually have to focus on it. We have to focus on happiness. We go about our lives, and where are your focus? Where is your focus? So is your focus on getting to work on time, excelling at work, cooking a meal for the family, like running errands, taking the kids here, all these different focuses, right? And all those are important, but what we all want is to be happy. We all want to be happy. So, one of the ways that we can increase our happiness is to actually focus on it. So, I made a list just like last week on all the things that add happiness to my life. And it's just important to figure out what those things are and then do those things. So one of the things that adds happiness to my life is this, doing this kind of work. So it's like I need to focus on doing this kind of work because it adds happiness and joy to my life. So are there some things like popping off in your head right now, either one of you, that adds happiness to your life, that brings you joy, you have fun doing it, and you want to do more of it?
Going on vacation? No.
Heck yeah,
Let's do
exactly.
more.
hmm So traveling, going on trips, and that's definitely something that adds happiness, right, to our lives. It enriches our lives. So one of the things I want you to take away from tonight is that we need to focus on happiness. That is what we all want to feel. So let's focus on actually creating that in our lives. What if we focused on creating happiness in our lives? What would the ripple effect be of that? I feel like it would just be more and more happiness, more and more things to add happiness to our lives. I would love for us to experiment. Focus on happiness for like the next, 30 days. Hey, it's 11/1. So for the whole month of November, we could focus on, adding happiness to our life. And then see what that feels like at the end of that 30 days. I think we'll all be happier. Um, all right, so let's get on to the energy clearing. If anyone has anything else they'd like to add before we get on to the energy clearing, Bruiser, if you want to add anything, you're on mute right now.
I think there's a lot of things that I know would bring me happiness. But like you said, you got to focus on happiness, and my happiness has been, I mean, not my focus, especially in the past month, has been elsewhere.
Right. And let me just add this too. When we want something, when we desire something, we desire a vacation, we desire a new job, we desire something in our lives, what we're really looking for is the happiness that that's going to add to our life, the joy that's going to add, the fun that's going to add, right? So those things are um important to be aware of, that we're all looking for ways to be happier in the desires that we have. So really coming to this moment right now, we can think about what are the things that make us happy right now. And we often think about like what are the things that we're grateful for. Well, those things are kind of in line with what makes us happy, right? So it could be that you have the support of your family. It could be that you have, children or child that you love. It could be anything that helps you feel happiness right now in this moment, right? So all the things that we are focusing on, maybe Bruiser, you're focusing on, things in your life that you want to work on, those are all because you want to be happier. You want to be more financially stable, which that gives you actually more happiness, right? So it all comes down to we all just want to be happy. We want to be loved. We want to be accepted. That's really what it all comes back to. So happiness is definitely a key emotion that we all want to experience. Anything else before we get to the energy clearing? I can't wait to see what comes up. Ready to start the energy clearing part? Okay, so the energy clearing that I do is based on emotional release. So we're going to be looking at emotions or fear thought patterns that are going to get in the way of us being our happiest version of ourselves. So I will use muscle testing to guide me to like what emotion that we're going to release. And the way that we release is we take our hand to our forehead and we take our hand all the way, let it come to the crown of the head all the way down as far as you can reach down your spine. And if you were doing this to somebody else, you could go all the way down to their tailbones, all the way down the spine. Okay, but since we're doing it to ourselves, we're going to be able to only go as far as our arm will reach. Okay, and you want to use your hand because it is electrical. So we're looking to stimulate our electrons. We're tapping into our meridian system. This is the guardian meridian in Chinese medicine. And we are, what is it? What else did I want to say? We're going to do this 3 times for each emotion that we're releasing. And was there anything else I wanted to share? I thought so, but that's okay. All right, so let's get started. We're going to take a moment. We're going to connect to our heart center. And I want you to take a deep breath in and exhale through your mouth. So the intention of this session is to release any emotional energy, any stuck energy that is coming in between us and our greatest happiness, the most happy version of ourselves. We are ready to embody happiness to the next level. We are ready to expand our happiness energy. We are open and ready to receive that. And we just want to release any kind of energy, any kind of stuck emotions, anything that is keeping us from being the happiest version of ourselves right now in this moment. As our life is in this moment, we are ready to be the happiest version of ourselves. All right, so let's get connected to this beautiful energy that we are having as a collective here tonight. And let's ask, are we ready to release any stuck emotions? Yes, we're all ready. We're all here and present and ready for that. All right, are there any emotions or fear thought patterns that we need to release right now? Yes. Is it, I have a sheet in front of me. So is it in column A? Is it column B? Is it column C? Okay, column A. All right, is it in the 1 through 10? Is it 1 through 10? Is it 1 through 5? Is it 6? Is it 7? Is it 8? Is it 9? Is it 10? Okay, it's 9. Okay. Okay, so 9 is we're hesitant. We're hesitant to being the happiest version of ourselves because maybe we don't even think it's possible. Okay, so we're feeling hesitant. So we want to release feeling hesitant. So take your hand to your forehead. We're going to release feeling hesitant. Again, release feeling hesitant. Stay in contact with your spine, with the crown of your head. Release feeling hesitant. All right, were we able to release feeling hesitant? Were we able to release feeling hesitant? Yes. All right, what other emotions do we have to release? Is it in column A? Yes. Is it in column B? Yes. Is it in column C? Okay, guys, we got some more emotions to do. All right, what's in column A? Is it 1 through 10? Is it 1 through 5? Is it 6? Is it 7? Is it 8? Is it 9? Is it 10? Okay, it's 10. We're afraid. I'm circling all these emotions so we can keep track of what we've released here. So we're feeling afraid. We're feeling afraid of embodying the happiest version of ourselves. So let's go ahead and release feeling afraid. Release feeling afraid. Release feeling afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. Release feeling afraid, letting it all go. Okay, were we able to release feeling afraid? Yes. All right, any other emotions that we can clear here? In column A, in column B, yes. All right, column C. All right, column B, we'll hit that. Is it going to be 1 through 10? Is it 1 through 10? Is it 1 through 5? Okay, is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 1? Yes, it was 1. Oh, we're feeling betrayed. Maybe we've had some betrayal in our life, and that's keeping us from feeling the most happy version of ourselves because we're holding on to that feeling of feeling betrayed. So taking the hand to the forehead and releasing feeling betrayed. Release feeling betrayed. Release feeling betrayed. All right, were we able to release feeling betrayed? Yes. All right, what other emotions we need to release? Is it in column A? Is it in column B? Is it in column C? Is it in column C? Yes. Is it 1 through 10? Is it 11 through 20? Is it 21 through 30? Or is it 21 through 25? Is it 21? Is it 22, 23, 24, 25? Okay, it was 21. All right. 21 is feeling aggressive. Feeling aggressive. So again, maybe some of that anger. So let's release feeling aggressive. Release feeling aggressive. Release feeling aggressive. Letting go of that aggressive energy. Release feeling aggressive, allowing us to embody the happiest version of ourselves. Okay, are we able to release feeling aggressive? Yes. All right, are there any other emotions or fear thought patterns that we need to release as a collective? Yes, okay, yes, all right. Is it in column A? Yes. Is it 1 through 10? Is it 11 through 20? Is it 21 through 30? Is it 31 through 40? Yes. Is it 31 through 35? No. Is it 36? Is it 37, 38, 39, 40? Yes, okay. All right, so that is fear of getting hurt. Fear of getting hurt. Fear of getting hurt. All right. So the fear of getting hurt. Let's release fear of getting hurt. Release fear of getting hurt. Release fear of getting hurt. So just knowing that releasing any fear of getting hurt over being the happiest version of ourselves, over really allowing our light to shine. We're releasing any kind of fear of getting hurt over being that fullest expression of ourselves. Okay, were we able to release fear of getting hurt? Yes. All right. What other emotions are we ready to release? Are there any others in column A? Yes. All right. Is it 1 through 10? Is it 11 through 20? Is it 21 through 30? Is it 31 through 40? Is it 31? Is it 32, 33, 34, 35, 35? Okay. 35, feeling selfish. We're going to release feeling selfish. Being our happiest version of ourselves is not selfish. It is actually it's serving ourselves and it is serving others to be our happiest self. So let's release feeling selfish about it. So release feeling selfish. Release feeling selfish. Release feeling selfish. Letting that all go. All right. Are there any other emotions or fear thought patterns that we need to release as a collective that is going to keep us from being our happiest version of ourselves? Yes. Is it in column A? Is it in column B? Is it in column C? Yes. All right. Column C. Is it 1 through 10? Is it 1 through 10? Yes. Is it 1 through 5? Is it 6? Is it 7? Is it 8? Is it 9? Is it 10? Okay. It was 9. Feeling cautious about it. Feeling cautious, you know? Having a bit of trepidation maybe. So let's release feeling cautious about being our happiest self. So release feeling cautious. Release feeling cautious. Release feeling cautious. Okay, were we able to release feeling cautious? Yes. Any other emotions or fear thought patterns that we need to release? Is it in column A? Is it in column B? Is it in column C? Okay, we got another column C. All right, is it 1 through 10? Yes. Is it 1 through 5? Yes. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 5? All right, feeling anxious. Feeling anxious. So letting go of feeling anxious, feeling anxiety, that's going to keep us from being the happiest version of ourselves. So again, with the hand to the forehead, let go of feeling anxious. Let it all go. Let it go down into the earth. Release feeling anxious. Release feeling anxious. All right, were we able to release feeling anxious? Yeah, so these emotions are coming up because we're testing positive for these being emotions that we're holding on to, that we haven't let go of, that we are letting go of now, that is allowing us to be the happiest version of ourselves right now. So are there any other emotions or fear thought patterns that we need to release as a collective? Yes. Is it in column A? Yes. Is it 1 through 10? Is it 11 through 20? Is it 21 through 30? Is it 31 through 40? Is it 41? Is it 42, 43, 44, 45? Okay, so we got 2 on that one. All right, so we've got 41 and 45. So 41 is fear of intimacy, and 45 is fear of moving forward. So we'll do that fear of intimacy. So being the happiest version of ourselves means we're getting intimate with people. We're getting real. We're allowing them to see ourselves. So we're going to release any kind of resistance we have to intimacy. So let's release fear of intimacy. Release fear of intimacy. And release fear of intimacy. Okay, were we able to release that fear of intimacy? Okay, all right, so we got 2 on that one, so we'll go to the fear of moving forward. So release, the fear of moving forward. Release the fear of moving forward, activating that guardian meridian, allowing it to release out our spine. Release the fear of moving forward. All right, we're able to release the fear of moving forward. All right, are there any other emotions or fear thought patterns that we need to release as a collective? Yes. Is it in column A? Is it in column B? Is it in column C? Okay, is it 1 through 10? Is it 11 through 20? Is it 21 through 30? Is it 31 through 40? Is it 31 through 35? Is it 31? Is it 32, 33, 34, 34? Okay, is it 35? Is it 34, 35? Okay, I thought that was the same, or I thought it said yes on both of those. Okay. So, one of the things that just came up here is uneducated and also rejected. So, feeling uneducated, maybe there is something that is keeping you from being your happiest self because you don't feel educated in the ways that you want to express yourselves. So we're going to release feeling uneducated. So release feeling uneducated. Do that again. Release feeling uneducated. We're going to release feeling uneducated. Okay, we're able to release that. Yes. All right. Feeling rejected. All right. That's for real, right? That's real. That's something that a lot of us experience. So let's release that and being the happiest version of ourselves. Feeling the fear of rejection. So feeling rejected, release, feeling rejected, release, feeling rejected, release, feeling rejected. So if we're the happiest version of ourselves, we don't want to be rejected. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved for being our happiest version of ourselves. So we're going to release all that feeling of any kind of rejection that we might get from expressing ourselves as this happy version of ourselves, the happiest version we've ever been. All right. Are there any other emotions or fear thought patterns that we need to release as a collective? Are there any other emotions or fear thought patterns that we need to release as a collective? Okay, right now I'm getting a no on any more emotions that we need to release. So we're going to go right into the integrative meditation. All right, guys, so we release feeling hesitant, feeling afraid, feeling selfish, the fear of getting hurt, the fear of intimacy, the fear of moving forward, feeling betrayed, feeling anxious, cautious, aggressive, uneducated, rejected. We have released all of those emotions that are keeping us from being the happiest version of ourselves. Now, if there's some that rang true for you and others that didn't, just know that we're a collective here. So maybe for me, feeling rejected was high on my list of keeping me from being the happiest version of myself. But for you, it could have been something else. So just know that whatever is keeping you from being the happiest version of yourself is fully and completely gone. It is no longer a part of you. The energy that has kept you from expressing yourself as the happiest version of you it no longer exists. It no longer exists. So bring your hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Take a deep breath through the nose, out the mouth. Man, this human journey, it is quite a ride. It is quite a ride. We can do so many things as a human being, and it's what our soul was excited to come in this body for. Our soul wanted to experience fear, wanted to experience ecstasy, and somehow along the way as human beings we have made these emotions negative and positive, and we have not allowed ourselves to fully express them, and not allow ourselves to let these emotions move through us. Just imagine if you were stuck in joy all the time, how annoying that would be, right? You've got to feel something else. That's what you came here to do as a human being. So I want you to know that all these emotions are perfect. They are meant to be felt, and they are meant to be released. And so tonight we just release all those emotions that were stuck somewhere in our body, somewhere in our energetic field, that kept us from being the happiest version of ourselves. We are ready to embody the happiest version of ourselves because we all are striving to be happy. And so we're bringing that focus, we're bringing that attention to our own happiness. And by us bringing our awareness and our attention to our happiness, we're going to allow others to be the happiest version of yourself. Imagine living with the happiest people you know. Imagine living with the happiest people you know. Imagine being the happiest person you have ever been in your entire life as this human being that you are. Imagine yourself. Feel that vibration of happiness in every cell of your body. Every cell of your body is fully charged with happiness right now. It is so happy. Every cell, all the trillions of cells are so happy right now that you have turned your focus and your attention to what makes you happy. They are rejoicing. Your cells are rejoicing because happy cells create a healthy body. Happy cells create a happy you. A happy you creates a happy environment. So imagine being the happiest version of yourself. Imagine yourself smiling. Smile if you can right now. Smile because you're the happiest version of you that you've ever been. So imagine when you exit this meditation, imagine what is your next move into your life again? How can you show up as the happiest version of yourself? How can you go to bed tonight the happiest version of yourself? How can you wake up the happiest version of yourself? How can you go throughout a day that was just like yesterday or the day before, the day before? How can you go about your day in a way that is the happiest you've ever been before? That is where your focus is. That is where your attention lies, on your happiness. From this moment forward is about you being happy, because the happier you are, the happier the people in your world are. Don't you want that for them? It's not selfish. You want this for them as much as you want it for yourself. So imagine you are the happiest version of yourself, and you are the ripple effect that is creating the happiest version of people all around you. Imagine those people showing up in your life as the happiest version of themselves. Hold them to that standard. Bring them up with you, because we deserve to feel happy. And yes, we are going to feel all the other emotions too, but all those other emotions, they get to be experienced and then released. And then we come back to our natural state of being, which is happy, abundant, joy-filled, peaceful, right? All those qualities that a happy version of ourselves embodies. So in your mind, I want you to say, I accept that, I claim that, I receive that. I am that. I am the happiest version of myself. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. We are going to be doing empower hours. I'm going to be doing empower hours every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night. Next week, it's going to be health focused. It's not going to be all me talking, but I appreciate you coming to this empower hour. Every Tuesday night, I want to show up and I want to express myself in this way so that I can connect with my tribe, connect with you, connect on a level that we're all meant to connect on, because we're all these energy beings inhabiting these physical suits that we have. And so I'm here for it. And I thank you for also being here. I'm going to end this recording.